بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وأخرج أبو نعيم في الحلية عن سلمان رضي الله تعالى عنه قال: إنما مثل المؤمن في الدنيا كمثل مريض معه طبيبه الذي يعلم داءه ودواءه، فإذا اشتهى ما يضره منعه وقال لا تقربه فإنك إن أصبته أهلكك، ولا يزال يمنعه حتى يبرأ من وجعه. وكذلك المؤمن يشتهي أشياء كثيرة مما فضل به غيره من العيش فيمنعه الله إياه ويحجزه عنه حتى يتوفى فيدخله الجنة. وأخرج أبو نعيم في الحلية عن يحيى بن سعيد أن أبا الدرداء رضي الله تعالى عنه كتب إلى سلمان الفارسي رضي الله تعالى عنهما أن هلم إلى الأرض المقدسة، فكتب إليه سلمان: إن الأرض لا تقدس أحدا، وإنما يقدس الإنسان عمله. وقد بلغني أنك جعلت طبيبا، فإن كنت تبرئ فنعم لك، وإن كنت مطببا فاحذر أن تقتل إنسانا فتدخل النار. فكان أبو الدرداء رضي الله تعالى عنه إذا قضى بين اثنين فأدبر عنه نظر إليهما وقال مطبب: والله ارجعا إلي أعيدا قصتكما. So this is advices from Salman Farsee radiallahu ta'ala, and he said, the example of mu'min in this world, like the person, the sick person who has physician, all the time the physician remind him what is the dawa, medicine, and which is disease and which is make you sick. فَإِذَا اشْتَهَى مَا يَضُرُّهُ مَنَعَهُ. And whenever the sick person, he desires something which is harmful, so the physician prevent him, or don't do it, it's not good for you. And the physician said, La taqrabhu, don't go close to that harmful things. فَإِنَّكَ إِنْ أَصَبْتَهُ أَهْلَكَكَ. Indeed, because if you use these things, this thing will destroy you. And continuously the physician preventing him until the sick person become cured from his disease. So similarly, mu'min, the mu'min person, he has a lot of desire to fulfill it, which has given other people, but he did not get. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prevent him, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stop him to don't do it, and he stay away from those things, and then he died. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala admit him in the Jannah. So this is reality of this life. So mu'min has a lot of desire, self-desire, but he want to do, but whenever he want to do, he look at this is against the command of Allah. I have to avoid it. So avoiding, until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala admit him in the Jannah. It's narrated by Yahya bin Sa'id radiyallahu ta'ala. Sayyidina Abu Darda radiyallahu ta'ala, he wrote one letter to Salman Farsee radiyallahu ta'ala. Abu Darda radiyallahu ta'ala said to Salman, O Salman, come to the blessed land. Ardul Muqaddasa in that time, people saying about Syria and Sham. Because Sham is the area which has all of the facilities, luxury things, fruit, very, very luxury land. Ardul Muqaddasa. People saying this is Ardul Muqaddasa, the Sham is. So Salman Farsee, he wrote again letter, and he said, O Abu Darda, Innal arda la tuqaddisu ahadan. Allahu Akbar. Indeed, any land cannot make you bless. Land is land. It's creation, nothing. Wa innama yuqaddisu al-insana amalu. So, which is make human being blessed is his own amal and his own action. It's very, very, very wisdomful sentence he said. The land is never make you blessed. The amal of human being is make you blessed. Make you blessed. وَقَدْ بَلَغَنِي. And I know you became tabib, like judge. So فَإِن كُنْتَ تُبْرِعُ, if you are fulfilling your duty in proper way, it's okay for you to become judge, to become doing justice thing between the people. فَاحْذَرْ وَإِن كُنْتَ مُطَبِّبًا. But if you are, the fake and, fake judge, you have no ilm, no idea, but you become like a judge. You have no ilm, no knowledge. فَاحْذَرْ, then be aware. أَن تَقْتُلَ إِنسَانًا, you execute anyone without justice, and because of this action, you will enter the Jahannam. فكان أبو درداء رضي الله تعالى إذا قضى بين اثنين فأدبر عنه. So whenever Abu Darda رضي الله تعالى had passed judgment between two persons and they were leaving his court, so he would say, by Allah, have I been like fake judge or what? So come back and plead your case to me all over again. All over again. So dear respected brothers, this is very, this is reminding for all of us. These advices remind us why we are reading the Hayatussahaba, the life of Sahaba. Why? Because this is our destination. We have to reach into, wherever Sahaba they reach, we have to reach in that destination. So this is reminding for us. We have to remind. We will go back one day. So Sahaba, they all, succeed in this world and hereafter. They all are Jannati. وَكُلًّا وَعَدَ اللَّهُ الْحُسْنَى. So they already reached the success destination. So we also need to reach that destination. That's why we have to act upon whatever they said. We have to act upon whatever they did. So what they did, they separated out the kalima of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the world. This is the biggest ni'mah we have. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. You have to mention whatever ni'mat, blessing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you, you have to mention it among the people. So what is the biggest ni'mat and biggest blessing? The blessing of kalima la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Go home by home, street by street, place by place, country by country, city to city, from one masjid to another masjid. We all have this kalima la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Amisa was mentioned in bayan. A lot of people, they really cut off from the Islam. My father is Muslim, my mom is Muslim, but I am not now. This is, reality, what is happening, around us. Around us. So that's why we have to connect it. Because if we are not make aware ourselves, how we can make aware our children? how we can make our community, how we can make our sibling, our relatives. First of all, we have to make aware ourselves. That's why the effort of day, we have to, work on our kalima. And this is blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are spending, whenever you go in the path of Allah, you're spending in the masjid to masjid. People are changing, from one hospital to another hospital. From, one jail to another jail. Whenever you are going the path of Allah, Allahu Akbar. You are very fortunate. You are going from one masjid to another masjid to another masjid. Spending your time in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Doing amal. It will change, bring the biggest change in our life. Like one person, can you imagine? He prayed for a salah with takbiratul ula, like 40 days continuously. How much biggest change, came in his life? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he is not munafiq. He is not hypocrite person. And he is not jahannami. Just one farad amal, praying with takbiratul ula, that much bigger change bring in his life. So whenever one person go in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is not only praying salat. He is praying salah, he is doing zikr, he is doing khidmat, good companionship in the house of Allah. Different condition coming to him. Sabr, learning sabr. A lot of things he can learn. So that's why, inshallah, please make intention. And when we go in the path of Allah, we meet different people, so we can feel the feeling of ummah. This time, ummah need these things. We become ummah again. Whatever happened in the corner of the wall, these are not only with them, these are also with us also. So this feeling of ummah is impossible when we are not following behind the ummah. When we are going behind the ummah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me this feeling, we all are ummah. So to make ummah again, to become ummah again, we have to go in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in the night, we have to pray before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just 2 rakat, 4 rakat. This is the time when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calling us, Hal min mustaghfirin fa'aghfira lahu. Koi hai maafi chahne wala, main usko maaf karu. Anybody who seek forgiveness, I am ready to forgive him. Hal min mustarziqin fa'arzuqa lahu. Anyone need the rizq and provision, I am ready to give him. Allah is calling us to give something, so for sure you will get it. The human being called human being to give something, he will surely get things. So Allah calling us to give something. So my dear respected Muslims, this is time we have to wake up in the night to make dua for ummah, especially in Palestine. Our sisters and brothers, they are suffering day and night. At least, we have to sacrifice they are sacrificing their soul, their wealth, everything. So why we are not, we cannot sacrifice, our just, a few minutes of sleeping. So everybody ready for this, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us tawfiq. Ilayka rabbi fahabbibna, wa fi anfusina laka rabbi fadhallilna, wa fi a'yunin nasi fa'azzimna, wa min sayyi'il akhlaqi fajannibna, wa ala salihil akhlaqi faqawwimna, وعلى الصراط المستقيم فثبتنا وعلى الأعداء أعدائك أعداء الإسلام فانصرنا اللهم انصرنا ولا تنصر علينا اللهم زدنا ولا تنقصنا اللهم أكرمنا ولا تهنا اللهم آثرنا ولا تؤثر علينا اللهم ول علينا خيارنا ولا تول علينا بذنوبنا شرارنا اللهم إنا نجعلك في نحورهم ونعوذ بك من شرورهم اللهم اجعل تدميرهم في تدبيرهم اللهم اجعل تدميرهم في تدبيرهم اللهم اجعل تدميرهم في تدبيرهم اللهم من أراد بالإسلام والمسلمين خيرا فوفقه كل خير ومن أراد بالإسلام والمسلمين شرا فأهلكه كما أهلكت عادا وثمود اللهم اكفناهم بما شئت اللهم اكفناهم بما شئت اللهم اكفناهم بما شئت وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وآله وأصحابه وأمته أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.